Alrighty, people. I'm Johnny Scoville, and this is Chase the Heat. Thank you for being with me. Pepper Poppy, good to see you. Sam Clayton Hollingsworth, great grower. Thank you for being here. Dean, dude, I didn't see your response. Dean's a scary man, you guys. Scary, scary man. Jane Aldrich, thank you for being here. Krista Melinda, Brian Vandenbroek, thank you for being here. Brock Banday, Arwa, thank you for being here. Burton Daly. Some of my friends are here. This is terrific. Just Joan, thank you for being here. Hopefully I say everybody's name before this is over. Keith Kingman, good to see you. So listen, Mischief Managed, hello. Dean is a scary man. Dean just drank. What did you Dean, you're probably quicker to put in the chat than it is to text me. Did you drink 2 full bottles of that? What did you do? What did you do? Gouthie, good to see you. Miss Sunrise Dawn, hello there. Benny, good to see you. You know what? See what Benny just said? Good to see you, Evil Bone. Thank you. Look what Benny said. What's up, my people? You're my people. That's right. You hit it on the head there, Benny. Blue Jean Lady, first time in the live, which is crazy because we've been talking for the last 6 months. When are we going to see Blue Jean Lady? Thank you for being here. It's very cool. Arwa, Clayton Collins, good to see you. So he drank 2 full bottles of Double Doom Rebooted. Can I tell you something? If you put a gun to my head, a pew pew, and said, drink these 2 bottles of sauce, I would pull the trigger for you. I can't believe you're here. I can't believe you're here. Do you guys know how hot Double Doom is? For those who don't know, it is like it is as hot as everybody says this is. I think that's pretty funny. See what I did there? It's like 2 points. No, excuse me. It's twice as hot as what they say this is. They say this is 2. It's like 4 million. It's absurd. 2 full bottles. That's the craziest thing. All right, Bizzle's got a question here. Bizzle asks, Bizzle, my man, my hero, good to see you. Bizzle asks, what's the weirdest thing you've ever eaten just to impress someone? I don't know if I did to impress somebody or just to prove I could do it. I've eaten some weird stuff, dude. A lot of it's on video, you know. The balut was pretty weird. Not going to lie. That's one of the weirder things. Barrel shape, good to see you. I have a brutally hot ramen bowl and ready for this live stream. I'm so glad you're here. Thank you. Tracy and Michelle, thank you for being here. Jennifer Matthews says, hello, Johnny, and hey to all. Thank you for being here. Look at this. We have Jacob Deathridge. You got to know, your name is Deathridge. They're pepper growers from back in the old school. They have to be. For real. All right, so I figured we'd hang out, do a little Q&A, talk about what's going on, what's coming up. There's a lot of fun things moving. Can you see that we were kind of moving towards a live channel? You guys see this sort of happening? Still doing videos in the morning, but I'm moving to the point where it's all going to be live. Look at this. Thank you for putting that up. For those who don't know, there's Harvest 912. Be a part of that. It's an amazing thing. Clayton Hollingsworth correcting something. I missed the error, so don't sweat it. Jeremy's driving. Do it safely, dude. Your grow, Sam, looks insane, by the way. I have to tell you. Really looks good. Dizzy will be along shortly. So will Lego. You know, they're coming in late. That's how it works. The new year is going to be a big deal. There's a lot of cool stuff that's coming. By the way, looks like we're going to have pods all year long. I'm not positive, but it looks that way. Robert Pop Springs says, Johnny's the pepper master. And he has a lot of pepper wisdom. You know what? I'm just an expert at eating it. I'm not. Listen, I promise you, there are people in this chat that know way more about peppers than I do. I did see some of that, Sam. It was amazing. Sam, for instance, knows way more about, Dean knows way more about peppers. I'm just an expert at eating them. I'm an expert at putting myself in pain. Diz from Down Under. Good to see you, Diz. Pods all year long. You know what's exciting about that? I hope the way they're doing it. I said this the other day in the video I did. The late pods, late season pods, winter pods taste so different that if I was going to have a grow room, I would set the temperatures to mimic fall. because it takes longer for them to mature on the plant, and it just creates a greater flavor. It really, really does. Matt, not sure if it's sold out, but have you heard or thought of trying high desert sauce collab with Craven, Capsaicin, Salsa Vibes? I have tried so many. I'm a huge fan of High Desert Sauce Company. I haven't tried that one yet, but I will. 4 miles that way. That's where they are. It's pretty cool. Gary Mackey, good to see you. Thank you for being here. Jason P, my man, is lurking. Thank you for being here, dude. Here we go. Brian Vandenbroek says, question for you and the group. How do y'all express your love for peppers? Do you just eat peppers and drink hot sauce? Anyone enjoy spicy food? What's everyone's deal? I don't often cook. Here, I'll lead it since I have the mic. I don't often cook with peppers. I really don't. I'm not much of a cook. You know what I mean? But so how I like to express my love for peppers, you know what? Part of it's not just to me. It's so much more than just the way the pepper tastes or the way it looks. The aroma of it, the different quality of the burn. You know, I don't know. When I was a little kid, I remember looking at like galaxies. Some are swirls, some are big, some are clusters. You know, there's different kinds of galaxies, and they're all incredible, and they all look different. They're all magical. And it's just like when you're a kid, the bewilderment of like the universe. I'm like that with peppers, where I look at like a King Star Lemon Starburst, or you know, a Sugar Rush Stripey, or just some of these amazing peppers. You know what I mean? I look at them and it's like looking at a universe. So to me, love it. I'm passionate about it. I love peppers. And I go through the grocery store, and even I feel bad for the peppers in the grocery store. I walk by them, I'm like, grocery store peppers. Nothing like if a friend of yours grows them. You know what I mean? I don't know. Ask anything. You got it, Lawn Dog. I'm seeing upgrading thumbnails and other things in your video. How is this being accomplished? I'm a slow learner, you guys. I'm sorry. I'm just a slow learner. It's kind of what it is. You know, part of this, look, how many times have you heard me say, guys, hit the like button, like, comment, and subscribe? How many times have you heard me say that? It gives me these shivers to hear somebody say, like, I know it helps. For instance, watch this. If you're watching this and you've never subscribed to this channel, please do that. It costs that much. Makes me happy. It's a good thing. So there. You know, I'm trying to be a more rounded. If I had done things right, you know, there's a plaque over there for having 100,000 followers. It's, you know, there's not a lot of them out there. It's a very small group of people that have them. If I had done things right from the beginning, do you guys understand? When you upload a video, it gives the default. It gives you 3 photos to choose from for a thumbnail: the beginning, the middle, and the end. For the first 5 years of this channel, seriously, I just picked whatever the coolest one was. There was never anything cool in the thumbnails. I never did. I don't know. I'm just trying to become a better. I want to be better at what I do. That's all. I'm glad you noticed, though. Thank you, Lawn Dog. Hi, Lynn Arundel. Thank you for being here. Good to see you. Brock Bandy puts powder on everything. Yes, he does. And he has some really great chocolate powder. Powder from all chocolate super hots. Spectacular. I overdid it one night on some pizza. Burned myself. Gave me cramps. Alpha says, I love Thai and Indonesian food. They can deliver some heat. They're just loaded with flavor, too, man. I love Indian food. Big deal. I did not see that. I really wasn't in there very long. I saw enough to realize that you're not fooling around. It's a real deal, Sam. I'm pretty excited for you. I will go back and watch it all later, though. Bizzle says, do you have a favorite food to eat hot sauce on? Like me, it's on wings. Believe it or not, just kind of like Mexican food, like tacos, burritos. I put sauce on that, but I put sauce on ice cream. I put sauce on anything. So I don't really have a favorite to put hot sauce. Probably Mexican food would be my favorite to put hot sauce on. But I do love ice cream. Hot sauce and ice cream is spectacular. Celestial, thank you for being here. If I had to eat one pepper for the rest of my life, what would it be? It's a rough one. It wouldn't be what anybody would think. They'd probably say it was like the hottest pepper in the world. I would probably pick, I don't know. Depends on the mood I'm in. Like right now, I would probably say maybe even a Sugar Rush Stripey. You know what I mean? Or I don't know. I'm not sure. It wouldn't be a super hot. I promise you it wouldn't. I love super hots. I love that. But if something every single day, you know, something more user friendly, probably. Good question though. Look at that. Alpha says the last time I ordered Indonesian food, they actually added ghost pepper. It was surprising. Very, very cool. Last time I had Indian food, I was with my daughter. Want to hear a funny story? With my daughter in Texas. We go to this place to get food. We're sitting down we're just getting ready to order. And a person comes out of the bathroom. We don't hear anything. We're not watching. But what happened? The person comes out of the bathroom and goes, I want to speak to the manager. Everybody in the restaurant went, I just watched your cook in the bathroom and he left without washing his hands. I went, okay, let's just leave a good tip here and let's get out of here. I couldn't believe it. It was crazy. It was just like, oh my God, I can't believe that happened. I looked at my daughter. It was just like unbelievable. Barrel Shape says, I was in Tucson earlier this year and bought 2 HDSC sauces from the hot sauce store. Tucson Tamales is the name, I think. Tiki Hot Marsala is the best curry hot sauce I've ever had. He's a great sauce maker. One day I went and cooked with him in the kitchen. And we made a batch of sauce. It was really, really fun. Everybody creates sauce differently. You mean like music? Some people write songs. They do music first, then the lyrics. Some people throw the lyrics in and come to the music after. And everybody has a different approach to making some music. It's like that with sauce because we make sauce, me and Foy. So to watch what he did, watch his approach was really, really cool. Galthy says, we know you eat a lot of peppers. You ever think about growing them? I'm going to. In fact, this is the year. I'm going to put some peppers in. I'm going to. I'm not even joking. I have. Here's the thing. I don't ever pull seeds out of peppers, but over the years, I've had tons of people just send me packets of seeds. So I have a lot of really, really fantastic seeds. Arwa says, sometimes I eat peppers. I love hot sauce for sure. I love eating spicy food. It makes you feel good. It makes you feel alive. It's the truth. You know what? I like wings, but I don't like wings. I don't know. I'm weird, man. I'm weird about hot stuff. I'd rather just eat peppers. I know it sounds weird. I'd rather just eat peppers. That said, I go through a lot of sauce, Look at this. Gary says, only smart and good-looking people, hit the button. That's us. So hit that like button. More people. You know how that works? Do you guys understand how this works? It's silly, but like when you first start a stream, if everybody likes it, the algorithm goes, Scobles, you're watching. Everybody's liking it. It must be a good one. They push it out. That's how it works. It's pretty funny. And I'm learning about this. It's crazy. After close to a decade, I'm starting to figure things out. On shorts, if I throw up a short, what they reward is engagement. The simplest engagement is just clicking to watch a video. Deeper level of engagement, the more effort it takes to make the engagement, the more YouTube rewards you for it. For instance, like just liking it just click the button. However, and sharing it is just clicking a button. But if you leave a comment, it requires leaving a button, typing, and then entering. That's what you get most engagement is comments. So when you get comments right up front, it really kind of pushes stuff out. I don't understand. You know how many times I jumped out of an airplane and ate 10 Carolina Reapers while skydiving? I hit the ground and said to myself, man, if there's going to be a viral video that I've ever made, this is going to be it. No. You can't ever know. You never know. There's no rhyme or reason to it. Videos like the number one video I have, I'm looking at, I mean, it was a cool video, but it wasn't like, I've had some that were so much worse. You never know. Catalina. I love Thai food too. So delicious, especially sweet peanut dipping sauce. I love that. Burn daily, but no more endorphin dumps. Oh, no. If you only had mild peppers, yeah, you'd run out of endorphin. You can get endorphins from other ways. It isn't just eating hot stuff. But yeah, that'd be a bummer. I like that. It's not, every once in a while, I'll be like, I need one of those today. I'm going to have to eat a bunch of peppers. And you know what? Maybe that's tomorrow. Lawn Dog says, hey, Johnny, our good friend Chili Chinglish uploaded a Hormel Ghost Reaper chili with beans video today. Unique product I'm struggling to find. Seems to be sold at limited production. Do you know what? Hormel's like that. They've done some limited run stuff before. That's true. The Black Congo that ripened red. Fascinating stuff. They're all of them are so good. Every pepper, I love them all for different reasons. It would be hard not to select ghost pepper forever because that's such a great, I love ghost peppers. Jimmy T, 1988. It was a fine year. I remember it well. Or wait, No, that's a decade I probably don't remember really well. But I was told I had a good time. I remember them all now. That's kind of a good thing. I count for something. Thank you for your answer. You are cool. I don't think I'm cool, but thank you for saying that. Clarification, Mischief Mash says, I do not put hot sauce on pudding. Pudding is Gary's pet's name. I could probably put hot sauce on pudding. If I was a hot pepper, what pod would I be? You know what? Probably not what anybody would think. I'd probably be like an amnesia because it hangs with you for a long time. And I'd want to be that pepper that sticks with you. Maybe an amnesia. They ought to cross an amnesia with a warthog and get that crazy heat that's got really long legs. Amnesia seems to burn you longer than most. Like if I'm like in peak season, I'll go from 0 to like peak and back down to 0 in like 10 minutes. And the amnesia is like 20, 25. And I like that. I like the burn. That's why I do this. Everyone's watching football at Keith Kingman's house, but I'm in the spare room watching Chase eat. You know what? People, go to your people. You gotta be kidding me. Keith, no one's gonna be offended. What game is, maybe it's a lousy game. What game's on? You know, I used to be wicked into football. Don't even watch it anymore. Jennifer Matthews says, love your stories. Thank you. You need to read the book then. I have a book coming out in January about Tommy and I. I think you'll find it interesting if you like my stories, because it's a story. What do you prefer more, a liquid or more of a thicker style hot sauce? I'll be honest with you. I prefer like really thick. I don't like runny sauce. Not that I don't like them. Listen, my first sauce love was Tabasco, which is like water. So I don't mind like a Louisiana style. It's very, very thin, you know. But if you're using sauce to cook, like if you're barbecuing, you want the sauce to stick to what you're cooking, right? And if it runs off, you're just kind of dousing your coals with your hot sauce. So I prefer a thicker sauce. I do. Sam would be a white chocolate Primatale, or it's a good choice. Dodger Watkins, you got to be Dagger Watkins. Pardon me, that's a Dodger. Dagger Watkins. I love the name. Thank you for being here. Pretty cool. Let's see here. Sam's threatening me with a good time. If I send you F1 of my hybrid, would you please save the seeds and grow it, Johnny? I would be happy to do that. Absolutely. You know what I want to do? Ever since I did the interview with Matthew Arthur, I've been thinking about peppers differently. Because everybody will tell you, like, you know, crossing peppers, and you know, you take this pepper, mix it with this one, you get this. You know, they aren't animals, you know what I mean? So how do you do that? And I've seen people with paintbrushes and all this stuff. You know what? If you didn't see the interview with Matthew Arthur, he was amazing. Tommy, my brother, lurking like a big dog. I said, how do you cross peppers? He said, well, the one I want, I put here, and then the one I want to cross with, I plant them in a circle around it. Let them do their stuff. I like that. I loved his honesty. I loved how straightforward he was. That's how I would do it. What's the hottest food I've ever eaten? George Prentice, good to see you. Thank you for being here. The hottest food I've ever eaten. Well, it would be something that, I'm trying to think. You know what? The cheeseburger I had at Chunky's was from a restaurant. It was probably the hottest thing I've ever eaten. It's called the Four Horsemen. It's absurd. The cooks cook with a gas mask on. You have to sign a waiver. I love anything you have to sign a waiver. I do. Is that wrong? Is that bad? Dagger said, what is the hottest peppers I've ever had? It is a warthog from Matthew Arthur. It is a Wartrix that's been crossed. He planted a Wartrix and planted a bunch of 7-pot primos around it. They did their thing. Bada bing. You got a warthog. It was twice as hot as anything else I've ever eaten. No kidding. And I've eaten thousands of peppers on video and thousands, tons off. Nothing has ever come close to that one. I wish there was more meat on chicken wings. That's why you get flats. You get more meat. If you get a drum, one in the chat if you like flats. If you like drums, put a 2. I think you get more meat and better flavor on flats. But that's just me. I'm not a fan of drums. Now, that said, I'll eat drums happily, but given a choice, I kind of prefer the flats. Brian says, not weird at all, Johnny. If raw peppers is how you love your peppers, and keep it, my man. You know what? I just love the taste of peppers. You know how I know I love it? When I haven't had one in a while, when I get one, it's like terrible. I feel like a little kid. Crazy. See that? I think 1 + 1 is 11. There you go. Sam's like me. Tells you which one I am. Yep, absolutely. I was told they were Beano. Diz, that's not true. I'm just a chili head, bro. Just a chili head. But thank you. Honestly, Diz. Bows Grow says, Johnny, do you find chocolate versions of Super Hots tend to have a common earthy flavor? Yeah. Here's the deal. Chocolate pod, like if you have mustard pods are kind of a go-between fruity and earthy. You have chocolate pods over here, like yellow or red pods over here, or orange pods. Mustards are here, but chocolate are definitely very earthy. But I like that. I used to have a problem with that, but I've kind of gotten to a point where I really kind of grew on it. Look at that. This is going to unlike that like button. Unlike it and then like it again. Maybe that'll help. Bizzle rides me like Tommy rides me, which is good. He's a brother. Ty Ware, thank you for being here. Have you had that 2 times bulldog noodle? I think I have. I think I've had. Yeah, I think I have. I did. There's 6,500 videos. I've done everything. Sometimes, do you want to know something? This is terrible. I don't know if it's just that I've made so many videos, or like in that thumbnail, I'm like Gandalf the Grey. Sometimes some people will say, "You review that?" I'm like, "No, I haven't." They said, "Hey, you have." I'm like, "Okay, I have. Sorry." Made a lot of videos. Charlie Mullins, hello, my friend. It's so good to see you. That right there. If there's ever like a Chase the Heat Museum, he's one of the pillars out front. It's a good man right there. Uh-oh, that was supposed to be a question mark, not an exclamation. Do you know what's funny? Do you guys ever notice that? I'm going to go back and find out what that was. Ah, there you go. Does it work the same way with live chat comments? I'm not sure what you mean. But you know what? What did people say about flats? I lost. Oh, look at this. I see I'm way behind in the chat. Flats to me just taste better, man. Johnny eating the warthog is my favorite video. I don't. You know what? If I had to pick a favorite, Max Power, good to see you, man. Drums for fried chicken, flats for hot wings. There you go. I think my favorite video, Jesus Freak 24, good to see you, man. Thank you for being here. Josh Cohen, thank you for being here. Wolf, thank you for being here. My favorite video is probably the skydiving videos. Those were scary, man. I'm not a skydiver. That was so far out of my comfort zone. Those were really fun. I liked those because they were horrifying. You know what the biggest challenge of that video was? I didn't want to look like a punk. I'm trying not to look terrified. That's what the whole thing was about. I was like wickedly hyper self-aware about how I probably look, and I didn't want to look like I was terrified. But man, I was terrified. No joke. The first time I called, it was funny. I called Mile High Skydive. And I said, I want to jump out of an airplane and eat the hottest peppers while free falling. She goes, you can't do that. I literally said, you have a rule I can't do that? Or you just don't think I can? He goes, no, we don't have a rule. I just don't think you can do that. Oh, I said, I'll do it. Just only do it in one take. We got to get it right. That's fun. It's terrifying. I like terrifying, though. Teach it, man, you're alive, man. What a feeling. Horrifying. It's heart's beating out of your chest. And the weirdest thing is, the minute you leave the plane, I mean, it just starts, right? The second you leave the plane, psychologically, it's over, because that's the scary part. Just jumping is the scary part. Once you're out, you're like, oh, this is nothing. It's the strangest feeling. Oh, I don't know. I got you. That's what you meant, Kristen. I think it does with everything. Engagement, I think they even reward you more for engagement, like comments on a short. Because if you watch on a computer or something, you're more likely to comment. People watch shorts in their car, on 15-minute break. They don't usually sit there and type a comment on a short. So I think they tend to reward you larger on short comment. I don't know. Again, I'm trying to figure things out. Tyler Haddon, what's happening? I don't have any idea, man. I'm trying to figure that out. Really don't know. Thoughts on Ragnarok chocolate bar? You know what? They're great. I like chocolate. Listen, I like heated chocolate bars. I just don't like doing the challenges. I've done a million of them, man. I've had 2 with my name on them. The Chili Cherry Nightmare dark chocolate and the Cherry Nightmare white. So I've done a lot of them. If you look at Chocolate Challenge there's a lot of them. It's just really hard on your body. It's just a lot of chocolate to eat at once, you know, man. That's just a lot of chocolate. What's a flat on a chicken? Jade says, well, you know the drumstick. You have the drum, which is like, it looks like a mini drumstick. That's the drum. The flat is the other side. It's like two little bones and it's kind of flat. There's more, I think you just pull one bone off, pull off, and just eat it. To me, there's more meat on that, but we call that a flat. Tyler says, I got it skydiving eating 20 of the hottest peppers. Here's what I do. When I did it last time, both times I jumped eating peppers for the channel. I was at like 10 to 11 or something, 1,000 feet, kind of like that. I want to jump at someplace where it's at sea level, so I can go up to 18,000 feet, so I get a little bit more time and do more things. So done there, I have a really cool idea for the next skydive. Tommy's gonna do it with me. Josh Cohen says close to panic mode was the best. That's a pretty good one, I think. For some reason, that's like the one most people watch. You know what it is? It's not even that. It's just because it's the most, people think it must be the best, so they may as well watch it. And it just kind of kept going. Silver Surfer says, Matt, the Ragnarok is the most brutal challenge bar. Even your tears burn. Boy, have you guys ever had hot tears? That's something. Look at that. Skydiving was one of the most coolest things I ever did. No wonder the birds sang. It is a fun thing to do. The first time Tommy and I went, this is a really funny story. Tommy and I, this is a weird story. Eva Lama, good to see you. Tommy and I worked at a modeling agency. True story. It turned out to be a hustle, so we quit. However, before we quit, I was in there one day, and Tommy has his office next to mine, and a model named Christy comes in. She's about 5 foot tall. She's a teeny little thing. She comes in and she's a VCR cassette. That's how long ago this was. And she pops in. I had it in my office. She pops in. She just said, watch this. She puts it, hits play. And it's her. She's this little thing. We're in a flight suit. I'm like, she climbs into this plane. I'm watching it. Next thing you know, she's at altitude. She bails out. She's like, fly. I was like, holy crap. I can't believe you did that. She goes, would you do that? And like an idiot, I'm like, sure. Good. My dad owns the jump zone. You're going to go Saturday. I grabbed my phone. I called Tommy on the intercom. I said, Tommy, what are you doing Saturday? He's like, nothing. I said, want to jump out of an airplane? He goes, sure. I said, good. So I called the guy that we worked with. His name is Pete. He worked with us. I called Pete. I said, Pete, Tommy and I are jumping out of an airplane Saturday. You want to go with us? He's like, sure. I'm like, great. We'll see. I'll talk to you later. I said, we'll do it. So we flew it was in Beeville, Texas. So we drive down to Beeville in this dude's convertible. We got there because her dad owned the drop zone. They had us come down the day before, and we slept in the hangar with a bunch of skydivers. So these guys are like skydiving junkies, man. That's their drug. And we were just hanging out. We're watching skydive videos. Like every single thing they watched was skydiving. At one point, we're behind them. They're in front of us watching the TV. And after about 10 minutes, this guy goes, hey, man, is there skydiving in this thing? And someone goes, no. He goes, why are we watching it then? I'm not kidding. That's how it happened. But the next morning, as we're pulling in, all this, I swear it's a crazy story. As we're pulling in, the plane, a little teeny Cessna 175 is taxiing towards the hangar. We're talking to the owner, your daughter, we're making pleasantries. And the pilot gets out. He's wearing a rig, right? He goes, I'm not flying that thing again until you fix it. I'm done. Bye. I said, what was that? He goes, that's the plane you're jumping out tomorrow. I said, is something wrong with it? He goes, no, he does that all the time. It's fine. I swear it's how it happened. So we drew straws. The next day, we had to go through like hours of training because we're jumping. It's not a tandem thing. You have your own rig and you pull your own chute. So there's like 8 hours of training on the ground, or 6 hours of training on the ground. So the next day, we go through the training, and it's a nice, beautiful day. Everything's fine. Right before we jumped, we had to draw straws. We said, let's draw straws to see who goes first. I wanted so badly to go first just because I didn't want to go last. Having the two guys go ahead of me would suck. So I was like, I got to do it. So we drew straws, and I drew the small straw. I was like, I'm going first. And listen, it was easy as can be. They drop right. It's really cool because they drop it like 15,000 feet, and it's right over the drop zone. You can hear the plane stall the engine, and you see little spots, little black specks. The plane keeps going, but the little black specks stay right there, and you can hear them fall after a while. You can hear them fall. The wing, it's crazy. Anyway, when they get real close, down around 5,000 feet, you can hear them. But it's a crazy sound, and everything. I landed right in the center. It was really very, very easy. But when Tommy went, they said to us, you can't jump if it's more than 10 miles an hour or 12 miles an hour or something. And there was no wind when I jumped. They dropped us directly over the drop zone. So when Tommy came, I said, pretty windy. They said, yeah, we're going to go anyway. It's going to be okay. So they dropped Tommy like a mile and a half that way. I'm not exaggerating. It was like a mile and a half, nautical miles that way. And you couldn't even hear the engine. I didn't even know he had jumped. We didn't even know. And the wind was blowing so hard, it's called crabbing. You're falling this way just because the wind is taking you. And by the time they opened, he was a couple feet from the X. It was very cool. But that was our first jump. I would love to go to space, Tyler, and eat peppers. You have no idea how bad I want to do that. I would. If there's a rocket that said, get in, I wouldn't even think twice about it. You want to know why? If you die, come on, that's a pretty good way to go if you're going to go, right? I would love to do that. Speedy Lemma. Hey, Johnny, love your videos. How you and Squirrel doing? Hope you guys are doing great. We're doing great. Squirrel's an awesome animal. She's a good kitty. TJ Harris. No way. Thank you for being here. Pretty cool. Ragnar is here in the house. So is work with Kate Jordan. I don't remember what pepper was, but confused with the heat. Oh yeah, that was panic mode. Screwed that up, didn't I? It was terrible. Kate with working with Kate Jordan. Thank you for being here. Yeah, I didn't know what I got the vial wrong. Stupid. See, look at this. I skydive on Call of Duty Warzone. Have you ever jumped in real life? Because here's the thing about jumping. You need to know this. Have you ever heard, if you know somebody who's jumped, you've heard somebody say there's only two kinds of people in the world. Somebody will jump out of a perfectly good airplane, somebody who won't, right? You've all heard that? It's legal. You can do it. Do you know who skydiving is for? Do you guys know who skydiving is for? It's not for the guy who goes, I want to jump out of an airplane. It's the guy who goes, no, you got to be kidding me. That's who it's for. You should do it. Conquer your fear. It's the coolest feeling in the world. It's terrifying, but it's only scary until you leave the plane. For instance, everybody in the chat's probably seen skydive videos of people that first jump. We've all seen them, right? You ever see somebody bummed out? Like, no, they're always laughing their heads off, smiling. It's the craziest thing because it's fun. That's a good question. I don't know. Does Yahweh really mean devil? I don't think so. I think Yahweh, not at all. Hey, Siri, what does Yahweh mean?
Yahweh means a form of the Hebrew name of God used in the Bible. The name came to be regarded by Jews, c. 300 BC, as too sacred to be spoken, and the vowel sounds are uncertain.
There you have it. God, not the devil. You know what? That's the first time Siri has answered me in forever. Honest to God. We've had a contentious relationship, she and I. Started about 7 years ago. I was mad, said the wrong thing. I copped to it. I own it. Shouldn't have done it. She heard me and she locked me out of my phone. I had to go to a true story. I had to go to the Apple phone store. Apple Genius Bar. A dummy says the wrong word to the phone. It locks him out. I had to go to the Genius Bar. I told him what happened. He said, yeah, he probably locked you out. And ever since then, she's evolving. One day I'm sitting there. I said her name. Said, could you set an alarm for whatever? She said, fine. Person I was with said, they didn't say fine. Did she just say fine to you? I said, yeah, I'm glad somebody else heard it. She's nasty to me because she doesn't let go. She can't forgive and forget. She's hanging on to it. Point Break is a great movie, Keith. But here's the problem. If you've ever jumped out of an airplane, you'll shred it. It's so. Listen, go watch it. The last jump, they jump at like 10,000 feet, which means you got a free fall time of about 15 seconds, maybe 20 seconds. You got to start thinking quick about opening your chute. They fall for 8 minutes, talking to each other, falling. It's the most absurd. Nonetheless, a very, very good movie. I don't know, Bizzle. It's actually not. It's a UK it's an Australian accent, but I probably got to change that. See, Keith Kingman skydived. I don't know if I'm out of the doghouse, Cam. I don't know. You know what? She's got a bad attitude. Here's the thing. I've apologized. We've had a conversation. I said, I'm sorry. Do you remember why you're mad at me? She says she doesn't know why she's mad at me. But she does. She does. It's something. She's never going to let go of it. Hey, boy. Okay, here we go. What do I think about this assertion? Necessarily everything is necessarily something. You know what? I'm not sure, but I feel a lot more like I do now than I did before. I'll return to this and try it again later. It's good. I need to ponder that. Yeah, I stay off of Google. Here's the thing. Google, I get paid today from YouTube. It comes from Google. I get paid once a month. So I have a love-hate relationship with Google. I really do. I think, it's more of a hate relationship. I mean, I love my job. I love doing this. I love interacting with you. I love the relationship we have, but part of the big machine, you know what I mean? Here's a great question Barrel Shape asks. Do you think women have a biologically higher tolerance to capsaicin than men? I've noticed a lot of women taking on absolute brutal challenges and yet on YouTube and barely breaking a sweat. You know what? I've lost the majority of the time that I've lost a chili contest. It's been to a woman. I don't know. I think they have it. Look, the women that I've lost to, we'll pick one. We'll pick on one. The UK chili queen. We're very good friends. I've spent a lot of time with her off camera when we're not hurting each other and making videos and doing belt matches. And I know that she has an extra gear. Okay. She has, and that gear, like my gear stops at, I'm going to give it my all. She has one more gear. That gear is, they're going to bury me today before I lose to you. No, I don't have that gear. I was not made with that gear. I have a little bit more self-preservation. I'd like to live tomorrow. I also don't want to vomit on camera. I have a thing about that. I've never chundered on in a contest after, but not during. So women just seem to have that. I don't, I'm not going to lose today. And she just gets that determined thing going on. I don't know. I have. Here, watch. Hey Siri. Are you holding a grudge against me still? Hey Siri. Are you still mad at me? I'm okay. If you're having bad feelings right now, let me know if you like some advice. You know what? See, here's the thing. She's an antagonist. She pokes me. She knows my deal and she pokes me. I don't often use it. You know why? Early on, today was stunning. I asked what Yahweh, and she said it. She used to do that all the time. Now she says, here's what I found. And she wants me to, I didn't ask you to find something. I asked you to tell me something. It's also weird. Siri Tommy's phone, my voice will work on Tommy's back and forth. And like for voice, but face recognition doesn't work. You guys know when you do the facial recognition, it's not your face, it's your eyes. You guys know that? Dizzy Dragon, did I talk to the folks at Howtown? Not since the video. Obviously, we talked a lot before, but we have not talked since. That was a great video. You guys see that? Hiya, Bauman. Did you guys see that video? Howtown. It was very, very good. Stuntman777. Hi there. Quick question. Let me read this out in my head first. All right. Is there a difference between building heat tolerance from raw chilies or hot sauces? Like I can just build my hot. No, it's really funny. I used to think that tolerance was tolerance, but I got to tell you something. There is such thing as having a tolerance for peppers and not having your sauce game up. It's a different tolerance. I know it sounds funny, but it is. Tincture's the same way. Overall, they affect each other, but it's a different thing, man. When you eat sauce, there are people that eat sauce a lot. They're like, holy God, I ate a whole pepper. It's a different animal completely. So it's kind of interesting. Good question. Tyler, my Siri won't even talk to me. Here's the thing. I don't like talking about it. I'm salty about it still. I really am. See that? Jane says, I refuse to turn her on. I'd rather look things up myself. I would never have the other one. Yeah. It's weird, man. They're listening all the time. And where do you go to bed? Where is it? Right next to your head or on your table right there. It's like, think of what they're listening to. Think of what they're listening to. Speedy Lemma. What is the next crazy extreme sport you want to do? Wingsuit. I want to wingsuit. It's something I'm going to do. It's something I have to do. Here's why I have to do it. I can't explain it. Tommy's heated at me. He's pissed. He doesn't want me to do it. Nobody wants me. Foy doesn't want me to do it. but I have to do it. I really do. It's something that's been. Here's why. I know I'm going to be good at it. I lost to a robot. It's true. I did. I lost to a robot. Jay Reed, my favorite pepper is Jay's Peach Ghost Score. That's a great pepper. It's delicious and hot. It's tasty. Yeah, if you guys haven't seen the Howtown video, it's worth a watch. Honest to goodness. They tell the truth about this sauce and all the other sauces on Hot One. I reviewed this and said, "Oh, guys, it's not 2.4. It's only 61,000." Everybody attacked that. You guys love me, but his camp attacked me. Then Howtown comes on and goes, "Yeah, it's only 60,000." It was kind of nice. It was a little confirmation that I was right. Wolf says, thoughts on the 7-pot Primo Carolina Reaper thing? Is it a conspiracy or are they distinctly different peppers? I don't know. You know, if you can't say something nice, don't say something at all. I know things. I know where the bodies are buried. I know stuff that you guys don't know, and I don't want to just come out here and just put it this way. If you go to my channel, there's a pepper in the back on the banner. That pepper is a 7-pot Primo that Troy Primo grew and sent me. Okay? That's where my allegiance lies. That's what I believe. So kind of figure it out from there. James Baber, good to see you. Thank you for being here. Let me tell you something. I long time ago. This is like the second year of this channel. I get a call from or people in Costa Rica reach out. They're doing their first ever Chili Fest. They wanted me to come. My first thought was, I said, you know what? I think I'm going to go. And this is going to sound bad. I decided not to go. And the reason is I didn't want to, for a couple of reasons, I decided not to go. However, I only spoke to one person about that, like verbally. I didn't type it anywhere. I didn't go anywhere and look. I didn't search anything like, oh, Costa Rica. I didn't do any of that. I just said it to somebody. That night, I opened my laptop. Hey, discount flights to Costa Rica. And I have friends that go, oh, it's so cool. They know what I'm thinking. That's not cool. I have a problem with that. Ultra Rooster. Hi, from Quebec City, Canada. Love your pepper and guitar videos. Thank you, Ultra Rooster. You know what I've done? First of all, I'm a hack on guitar. Lori Abs, so good to see you. First, man, we've been waiting for you, Lori. About time you got here. I'm kidding. Thank you. I appreciate you being here. I've been playing. My son's here. Johnny Scoville Jr. Great video for real. Zero clue it was coming. I knew it was coming. I've played for a long time, but I don't ever practice. And when I sit down and I noodle, I play the same stuff. I always play. You know what I did? And I started this yesterday. I've got this. It's just a metronome, right? So I have a couple scales, and I started playing scales. And now I went from being able to do like 160 beats a minute to 280 without missing it, without watching TV, being able to read comments. I improved more in the last 24 hours than I had in the previous 2 years. I got to stop being lazy. I'm going to start practicing a lot. I'm going to improve. I have a great guitar. I love my guitar. I have a wonderful guitar. I've had guitars that I wasn't in love with. I'm in love with my guitar. It's absolutely incredible. What video tells the truth about the last app? Ragnar. It's Howtown. If someone wants to put the link up, I don't mind. Please do that. Howtown, the truth about Hot One sauces. And the funny thing is, there's 10 sauces. Every single one of them, they were wrong. Every single one of them, they said it was hotter than it was, except the bomb, which was a lot hotter than they claim it is. Why do you think they would do that? Because they don't want to make their other sauces look bad. Imagine that. This sauce is only 179,000, but it burns you 10 times more than this sauce, which you claim is 2.4. Doesn't make sense. Say it's only 130. It doesn't sound as bad. Could be. I'm just saying. Yeah, Costa Rica is beautiful. It's a beautiful place. What is hottest chocolate with peppers in it? And do they make it with Carolina Reapers? Yeah, you know what? The Ragnarok bar is wicked hot. I think the hottest I've ever. Yeah, it's probably one of the hottest. What's the other one? The Nemesis bar is stupid hot too. There you go. Thank you. There's my son, Johnny Scoble Jr. Please subscribe to his channel. He does what I do. Very good at it, actually. He's very entertaining. Johnny Bizzle says, you need a widescreen monitor to sit on its side. Just for it, right? Make that happen. We live in a magical time. Work with Kate Jordan. How many guitar? Oh, see, that's why you read them here. How many gals do you have in your guitar stable? I'm in love with several guitars. My girl is my cat. Squirrel is my girl. She loves me. She's never going to change her mind. He slowly changes 70. Do you know they're still on Hot Ones claiming it's 2.4. They're never going to stop that. It's crazy. The way he defended himself was just like Zelensky from Tommy Boy. I watched it. I was like, it's Zelensky. It's Zelensky. If you know what I'm talking about, if you don't know the movie, you're like, what is he talking about? If you know the movie, go watch that. You'll say, oh my God, he's right. User, quick question. All right. I've been eating average grocery store hot sauces for years. I want to move up to peppers. I'm scared of cap cramps. Got any tips on overcoming them? That fear? Yeah, you know what? Here's the deal. You just got to get burned. Something's got to happen. It is what it is. Prep first. If you go to in the playlist, go to Pepperology. There is a ton of videos about prepping. If you where you're at, what you just said, there's a video for you. That answers everything you just said. I promise. So please check it out. It's made for that whole Pepperology is made for brand new chili chasers. Hello, Cat. Thank you for being here. My son hasn't been posting in a minute because I've been struggling to find consistent work. Doing DoorDash. I got this super nice security job lined up. Hoping to get it. One's in the chat. Prayers for my son. Or good vibes, good feelings, whatever. You're going to get, boy, I know you will. Got a good son. I have good kids. Wow. We're talking about skydiving, and Tyler's going skydiving tomorrow. Scared as heck. Wish you luck. Good luck. You're going to have so much fun. It's going to change you. Don't expect sleeping tomorrow night. You won't. First time I jumped, I didn't sleep for 2 days. I couldn't. I was just so gassed up. God, that's exciting. Can't wait. No women, just get no women. Sorry. Nothing right now. Silver Surfer. Tracy, wishing all God's best, Johnny Jr. Everything will work out just fine. I believe that. I do believe that. Thank you, man. Let it happen. You'll learn through experience. For real. And here's the good thing. Once you burn yourself, all right, and you get burned, the next time you get burned, even if it's really, really bad, you know what? Even if it's hot, it's still a road you bend down. You know you're not going to die. You won't panic nearly as bad the second time. Here's where panic mode sets in. Panic mode sets in when you're experiencing something hotter than you've ever experienced before, and it's still climbing because you're like, I'm in new territory. And it's still getting worse. And that's a scary feeling if you haven't had it happen before. I'm not laughing. I've had it happen to me so many times. I almost like, I love that when that happens at this point, because it doesn't happen. It's such a cool feeling that, holy crap, where are we going? I mean, it's pretty exciting. What did Pepper X powder really test at? For those who don't know what Sam is referring to, years and years ago, there's a big problem. There's the credibility problem with Pepper X, because the day he released it, after for years and years saying, you bet you're going to be able to grow it, told me personally I was going to eat one. I don't really care. But the growers really care a lot. The second he released a pepper, he said, by the way, I'm never going to sell the seeds. You can't grow it. And I'm never going to sell the powder. Now, why would he not sell seeds or powder? Because if you have a sauce, I can't take the sauce to a lab and say, reverse engineer it. I know there's Pepper X in it, but tell me how hot the pepper really was that was in the sauce. They can't do that. Once it's mixed, that's it. You can't, it's out. The genie's out of the bottle. You can't put it back. So he eliminated every way that a human being can check to see if that pepper's as hot as he claims, because there's no such thing as a pepper that's 2.6 million. There isn't. It's just the truth. So, he's got he has a credibility problem. So I'm just setting it up. Now, Years ago, my business partner, David Foy from Blazing Foods, the first year he came out with Death Nuts. It was really cool. First year he came out with Death Nuts. He was using Pepper X powder that he bought from Ed, and it was crazy expensive, and justifiably so. He was saying at the time that it was 3.2 million Scoville units. That's what he was claiming at the time, 3.2. But David Foy is a very smart guy, and every time David Foy buys powder, kilo, we send it off to have it tested. And the reason we do that is so that we know how much we need to put in the product to make it consistent from batch to batch, because they're small batch. That's how we do it. So he got this powder and he sent it off to the lab. The lab results came back. Now it's supposed to be 3.2 million. It wasn't. So that's the question that Sam asked. How hot was it really? The numbers are still sitting on Foy's office wall. I can see it in my head, exactly where it's at. Can't quite say yet. It's a very litigious man. Very litigious man. Okay, so I'm not going to leave here thinking I was asking about your dance card. I need some old timer to verify all the guitars. All the guitars are women, and the stables are reference number of guitars on. All right, don't worry about it. So here's the deal: there are no women. I own. Let me tell you how many guitars I have. I own. This one is my favorite. I own that. I own another one from the same company. This is a 7-string. I own a 6-string from the same company. I have 2 Gibson Les Pauls, a custom shop Black Beauty, and a copy of one that Jimmy Page uses. And then I have an old, really vintage, old. I can't remember who makes it. I can't remember the other one. I have one more old vintage, but that's it. The truth is, I only need 2 guitars. I can get rid of all the others. If I just kept that one and the 6-string version of that one, I would not need another guitar. And listen, I love guitars. I love women more, but I'm wounded right now. I'm wounded. That's all right. I've been wounded before, people. Been wounded before. Figure it's payback for all the wounding I've done. Done a little bit of that in the past. Oh my God, Jordan says any famous rockers like Peppers. Yeah, let me show you a famous rocker. I just interviewed him. What was it, last week, you guys? Or is it not here anymore? Oh, tell me I took it off. Let me show you a rocker that loves Peppers. He's a good friend of mine. One of the nicest guys like in the entire world. Where is it? Here. Whoops. Yeah, you know what? There's a big crossover. The Offspring, Dexter Holland, he owns his own hot sauce company. There are tons of rockers that like hot sauce. Here is a famous rocker that loves hot sauce. Not me. Hang on. Let me get rid of that comment off the page so you can see the picture better. This is Bumblefoot. Bumblefoot is Ron Thal. And Ron Thal, oh my God, he used to be a lead guitarist for Guns N' Roses with Sons of Apollo. He's just he's surreal how good he is. He's just a wonderful guy, and he's a chili head. And Billy Gibbons from ZZ Top. There's just a ton. There's so many. All the guys from Motley Crue. Zach Wilde had his own hot sauce for a while. Lots of rockers and hot sauce companies. Yes, look at that. In fact, I just interviewed if you didn't see the Bumblefoot interview, I just interviewed him a couple weeks ago. It was wonderful. Really, if you can play guitar halfway decent, it's not a hard way to find more women. That's why I started playing. I had a friend in high school. It was after school, and he was sitting down, and he couldn't even play. And he had just like a half circle of cute girls listening to him not play. And I went, he's onto something. So I decided I was going to learn to play. Benny asks, have I ever had pure capsaicin? I have. First time I had it was I was in a bar in Sydney, Australia. I was with the Australian chili queen, Rihanna, and we were in a bar, and this is this is right before I quit drinking. I was drinking, and we were eating there, and she had 16 million Scoville pure capsaicin crystals. So we took a bunch of that, dropped it into some alcohol to dissolve it, and swished it around for a little while and swallowed it. So I've had that. I've done it a few times. Pretty hot. Sadhku, by the way, let me say hi to Sadhku. Sadhku, I haven't grown yet. You guys in the chat, growers, Sam especially, could you give some tips about Anaheim or Cayenne for Sadhku? I haven't grown yet. I don't want to give you any bad info. How many people can say they got him to braid his goatee? Mom couldn't believe I asked him to do it. You know what? If you ever saw in the first 2 or 3 years of the channel, if you ever saw my goatee in a picture and it's braided, because I was with a girl. Not like that with her. I mean, I was hanging out with a woman who could do it. That's all. I couldn't do it there. I figured at some point I gotta learn how to do that. Now I can do it with my eyes shut. If you could eat a warthog with one person in history and one person alive today, who would it be? Wow. That's a great question. That's a great question, man. I don't know. That is a wonderful question from the past. I don't know. That's such a heavy question. I would really want to think about it. To not give a hack answer. You know, Jimi Hendrix would be a great guy to eat a pepper. Not even a warthog. I wouldn't piss Jimi Hendrix off. I'd have to think about it, man. I wouldn't. I bet Bon Scott would love to eat a warthog. He was that kind of dude. So I wouldn't mind eating a pepper with Bon Scott. That'd be fun. Guitar players are fire. You're adorable, Arwa. Thank you. Being able to play is far better. My alive person would be Elon. That'd be a good one. You know what? I think Jordan Peterson's one of the most interesting guys. He's one of the few people I got to, like, when I watch him speak, I have to watch him speak differently because he's going to, like, I don't have the greatest vocabulary, but it's not too often where I'm stumped. And when I watch him speak, half the time, I'm like, okay, I pause it, start talking to Siri and get answers. He's a smart dude. Dagger wants to try the warthog. You really need to, man. Get some warthog seeds. Go to the video where I said it's the hottest pepper I ever ate. If you go to the description box, there's a link for Matthew Arthur's address. If you send him a self-addressed stamped envelope, he will send you seeds for free. How cool is that? Huh? I mean, really, it's wicked cool. Steve-O would be fun. Yeah, I'm going to interview Steve-O at some point. Toby Reveille, thank you for being here. Quarter 3. Yeah, Jimi Hendrix, flame-throwing guitar. Do you think JP would eat JP would eat a pepper? JP who's JP? I'm not sure. Tell me who JP is. I'll tell you if you'll. I'll let you know. Here's a great question. Jordan P. I bet he would. I'm dumb. I should have realized that's who you're talking about. He's just super intelligent, and I love him. I think he's a great guy. Judge me if you want. Like I care. Here's a great question. Gouthie says, who do you think is the greatest chili head of all time? Not allowed to say yourself. First of all, I would never say myself. Would never say myself because I don't believe I am. Who is the greatest chili head of all time? I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't know how to answer that. It's still going. Ask me in 20 years. We're still in the middle of it. Yeah, I don't think he would do it. He would tell me very intelligently why he wouldn't do it. And I'd probably end up agreeing with him. It's pretty funny. Chili Beast. Chili Beast is great. Chili Beast, you know what? Chili Beast was super motivational for me because he's the first guy that I ever saw that I went, oh, he likes it. He likes pain. Because most everybody else doesn't like it. How often do you see a person burn and they like it? And you can tell they really like it. He liked it. First time I saw him, I'm like, oh, man, that guy's a masochist. I want to eat a pepper with that guy. So as I watched him, I was like, I like that guy. So it would be him. Nigel Carter would be a good one. He's not really doing it still anymore, so I don't know if he would. He was certainly influential, but I don't know if he would get the biggest, the greatest. I don't know. I'm not sure if there's a need for a greatest chili yet. Let's talk about the greatest chili. That's a good thing to talk about. Okay, so Grumpy Gill, what are some of your favorite videos over the years? Do you mean that other people have made, or me? I'll tell you what. Some of the Nigel Carter, his videos were so bloody entertaining. I loved them. I've watched them over and over again. So all of his videos are fantastic. I don't watch my videos. I don't ever watch my. The only time I ever watch videos of mine is somebody's in it that Now I don't know if it's like the college boy videos are fun. Where I burn Tommy is fun. Where I burn Tad. Tad's videos are great. Any video where I burn somebody, those are fun videos for me. Barrel shape. I feel like Robert Fripp of King Crimson would be fun to eat a pepper with. I love him. But I tell you what, he plays insanely technical solos while sitting motionless. It's really fun. I used to watch. He played with Adrian Belew, and I was reading a guitar magazine like 25 years ago, and it said they were talking to Adrian Belew, and it says you guys are really couldn't be more different as your styles. You're all over the place. You're running around like a lunatic, all these strange sounds, and then you got Robert Fripp sitting down. He goes, how come you don't play sitting down? He goes, because if I played sitting down, it would sound like I was playing sitting down. But yeah, Robert Fripp is a trip. He just has such a unique approach to music. Just super. I love him. I bet his IQ is off the hook. I promise you, his IQ is spooky. Oh, you know what? There it is. Neil Smith. That would be the greatest chili head of all time. Thank you. That would be my vote. Neil Smith. He was the greatest influence on me. I was watching videos of his years before I started Chase TV. And he's a wonderful, wonderful man. He's so kind. He's just a lovely man. I love him. Awesome. Thank you for that. Close. I know. I've heard about that. I got to try the Hormel's Ghost Chili. I'm looking forward to it. I'm going to. Boy, I tell you what, going to Walmart, you're taking your life in your own hands. Did I ever check out JoJo's Bizarre Adventure? I have not. Sounds like I need to. Yep, Dizzy says Neil Smith has to be my pick. Yeah, Neil Smith is so wonderful. I'm going to tell you this quick story. Then I'm going to wrap it up. I met him. I went to his house in Sydney. It was he's such a nice guest. Again, this is before I quit drinking, so I was still drinking then. But we get to his place, and I was nervous to meet him because I like Neil Smith, man. They call him the Podfather. Every once in a while, you'll see somebody that comes in and calls himself the Podfather. I'm like, dude, don't call yourself that. Neil Smith is the Podfather. Don't, he is the Podfather. Anyway, we get there, and he's just so nice. I was so nervous to meet the guy. We come in his house, and we're talking. He's like, do you like craft beer? I said, yeah, I love craft beer. He goes, I got some. He pours me a craft beer. I'm like, you gonna have one? He goes, well, I don't drink. I said, you don't drink, but you make craft beer for your guests? He goes, yeah. I said, wow, okay. So he says, go out and look at my garden. So we go out and to Neil Smith's garden in his backyard. And it's shaped like this. Like if you're looking down on it, the rows go just like this. Starts here, mild, ends here, really hot. And we just started walking through his garden. And he was having so much fun, like showing me peppers I had never seen. There were 500 different varieties right there. And he's like, have you ever heard of this one, Johnny? I'm like, no. He goes, here, eat it. So I was like, I bet I ate 20 peppers that day. It was amazing. And everyone just tasted so good. And to eat peppers that Neil Smith made. Then we go inside. And he's like, listen, we're going to have chicken shish kebab for dinner. I said, wonderful. He's a vegetarian and doesn't eat chicken, but he made it for his guests. He's just the most wonderful guy. He's just incredible. So we took a great picture and just had a wonderful, I've been with him in a couple different countries. I was with him in New Zealand and London, I think. No, just New Zealand. But he's just a really, really great guy. And he sends me a picture. There's a picture of he and I together at his house, and he had it framed, and it's on the wall in his office. And knowing that was the guy that I first saw eat peppers, I was like, oh, I want to do that. The fact that a picture of he and I are on is on his office wall. I'm living in the matrix. I'm like, this isn't really happening. It's one of those kinds of things. Anyway, guys, I want to wrap up now. I love you guys. Thank you all for being here. You're wonderful. Tell somebody you love them. If I didn't say your name, please forgive me. George Heilman, good to see you. Flip through, make sure I hope I didn't miss anybody. I'm sorry if I did. You're all wonderful. Thank you for taking the time out of your day to hang with me. Christmas is coming. Merry Christmas to all of you guys. I don't know. I've had so many people ask me, Jordan, thank you for being here. I've had so many people ask me if I'm going to do a live stream on Christmas Eve or Christmas Day. And I don't want people mad at me going, I can't believe that idiot's doing a live stream. But the idea of somebody sitting around not connecting with somebody else makes me sick to my stomach. So I might do a short one. I'm not. If I do, it's just trying to make a connection with somebody who needs a connection. All right. Barbara, love you. Thank you for being here. You guys are all wonderful. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. I love you, Bizzle. All of you. You're wonderful. Tell someone you love them. I'm Johnny Scoble, and this was Chase the Heat. Later, Lennon.